Hello, everyone. Coming up here on this special edition of Viral. You see right here, Diddy has been found guilty of prostitution, but not guilty of sex trafficking in RICO. Diddy, the emotional state that he was in coming up, what Diddy was thinking, he being more relieved than ever before. Diddy, more relieved than more before, saying he's been guilty of prostitution charges and now the RICO charges as well. We'll get to Diddy coming up as we get Viral started right here, right now on this emergency podcast. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of Viral. I'm your host, as always, Kenny Dix here. Join in that conversation using the hashtag Viral here on Connect. This is an emergency podcast right here. Thank you all for watching this edition across all boards over the social media channels. We want to give you insight on what's going on. You may have heard about Diddy right here, found guilty of prostitution, not guilty of sex trafficking in RICO. We'll get to it in a minute. Man, what a long trial it has been for Diddy at this point. We have to wait and see if Diddy's gonna be post on bail. He's still in jail in custody right now at the moment. But like I said, it's been an overwhelming reaction for Diddy in the past couple of months after being arrested for all these charges. Let's break these charges down right here, right now. These are the charges that Diddy faced, and you can see right here on this graphic what Diddy had to face. We can show the graphic right quick. Let's get that out the picture out the way right here. Um, right here, this is the traffic right here brought to you by courtesy of CBS 2 in New York. This is what Diddy had faced. Count one, not guilty of racketeering conspiracy. Count two, not guilty of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercing Cassandra Ventura. You might know Cassandra Ventura, better known as singer Cassie, that was a protege for Diddy. You may have known her song "Me and You" back in the day. Cassie was with Diddy for a long-term relationship, and coercion was a part of it, but Diddy not found guilty of that. Um, but on count three, Diddy was found guilty of transporting for prostitution individuals, but not limited to Cassie. Basically, I guess Diddy was that person that would have Cassie be on the cat call to lure people to him or Cassie to see him watch or see Cassie watch people having sexual relations. You see that, but on count four, sex trafficking by force, by fraud, and coercion by Jane Doe, he was not guilty. Well, on count five, transportation for prostitution, individuals include but not limited to Jane Doe. So Diddy beat the main charge, racketeering conspiracy, the RICO charge, which many people thought that Bad Boy was not a criminal enterprise. So you see right there on count one, Bad Boy is not a criminal enterprise. It is a legit record label deal under was under Arista and J Records and Clyde Davis. So, but Diddy free of the main charges. I think he's kind of glad to have it. These are the sketches right here that Diddy had. You can show pictures of it right quick. Diddy a little bit relieved right here. He was glad, he was happy, he was excited. But the other two count of the prostitution he was found guilty of. This he did with the RICO charge. He was not found guilty of that. Did he even lay on a prayer? And we got the one with Diddy. Um, a lot's going on with him on that end right here. We can show you um, that right here. That he prayed about it and he finally got free of that. But like we said, the charges are still grand, what we said. But um, a lot of people may be happy about that. We know that Diddy's kids, they're excited. I know they're happy. The girls are elated. Perhaps Christian and Justin and all them don't mind Ray J and Chris Brown. I don't know. They ain't got nothing to do with this. No way, no how. But Diddy got got the charges. The three charges dropped, but still on the charge of the prostitution ring. So Diddy, a lot's going on with Diddy. Then they're more had the kids are more relieved that they didn't got to go through this no more. And they're gonna probably change this, but this gonna set a precedent. If you don't know nothing about it, it's gonna set a precedent to me that you can't, rather you're a man, woman, or with child, and you have talents, you don't let nobody hang there over your head and exploit it for their own self interests and stuff. And I think that's what Diddy set that precedent for. Like we know that Diddy had Bad Boy Records, and you know when you got Bad Boy Records and stuff, he had all that phenomenal talent like Day 26, Dandy Kane, a list of others. He took the money from them, but he didn't. And see what their problems is now. They had to go on tour, which they're talented people. It's just Diddy used them up and spit them out, and I think Diddy maybe he may have to regret that coming up in his life, putting people on without for talent, but he used it for his own self interest. When you think of it, like we said right here, this is the thumbnail right here. Diddy found guilty of prostitution, now guilty of sex traffic RICO. If you're just joining in, this was going on with Diddy. Uh, a lot of issues that Diddy had to endure to get to this point. But I think when you see that and you know that when Diddy being that way and all the evidence that was coming against him, this is what Diddy when he first came into the trial. It didn't look like he was for all black, but see that change. And like whoever draw them sketches, it is so damn horrible. But it is what it is. But like you saw right here, but we see the how all this, the court, the judge, the jury was kind of deadlocked on it. And you know how the jury was, they didn't know what to think and know what to do and all this stuff. It was all in their hands and they voted that Diddy had three charges dropped, and the three charges that he was accused of, including prostitution. Like you said, we're gonna keep on rigging that up until y'all just don't get enough of it. But let's look back on our past update on how we all got to this. Let's look back with Diddy right here. Oh, okay. Well, we'll get to it a little bit later on in the show. This is Diddy writing notes throughout the whole courtroom. Diddy trying to be more mindful. You see right here, Diddy paying attention to what he had going on. You can tell Diddy was trying to gather his thoughts, gather everything that he needed to gather. And you can tell from the instance, like the judge, the lawyer right here behind him, give him assurance that they're gonna try to find a way. And I think they did their job as well too, finding things to cross-examine Cassie and a list of other people that cross Diddy. So Diddy had brought the best that money can buy when it comes to defending himself. And like we said, at the end of the day, this is all about Diddy, but this teaches people it set a precedence that you can't sell your soul for fame, regardless of what you want to do and what you want to be. We know that some people want to be famous and want to have money and all that stuff, high fast money, fast cars. But at the end of the day, is it well worth it for your sacrifice? Is it well worth it to go out there and know what you did was wrong, what you did that was not all there. You know that Diddy, and then with all this stuff lingering around their heads about sleeping with people to get ahead in advance. You know that hopefully that wasn't the case, but it ended up being that way. Now we got the package. Let's go to the package right quick. Quick Blaze last update on Diddy and how this all came around. Oh well, we thought we had the package, but we got more VO. So hell, we'll talk over the VO. This is more of Diddy right here. Diddy getting himself together. You can tell right here the prosecution now trying to get Diddy. Well, um, even Diddy's attorneys and stuff trying to help him get what he needed. But like you said, you see a lot of that going on. Diddy all gray right here, looking completely different. He used to die. So this Diddy gonna know now. This time he can't be how he gonna redeem his image and how he's gonna rebuild his image. That's the question that everybody wants to know. So we'll have to wait and see on that situation and how everything came around the judge looking at Diddy, giving Diddy these side eye. Stuff like that. Even notable singers and rappers came out there. We know that Diddy had a run in with Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi saying that Diddy had came to his house and broke into his house and tried to try to get him over Cassie or Dane Cassie at the time. Kid Cudi said that Diddy wanted to, you know what, unalive him. That just wasn't the case. But Diddy found out Diddy the situation he was in. But what celebrities that you see right here, Kanye West was the only celebrity that came in Diddy's defense. Kanye West, not at all, they was to screw loose himself. But he came and did his defense to show his support, which I guess Kanye is a true friend. Even he got to go through all that. As you saw right there, Kanye West, you saw him the true support of what he had to go through and endure. Then you see right here, Diddy's sons, Justin, King, and Quincy, um, wearing black and shame, but they had to endure that and experience that. Unfortunately, when they had everything to go through, we kind of saw that. We didn't even see Usher, so Usher wasn't around. Usher didn't want to be around with that situation. He wanted to lay low. But you kind of know now. So, maybe Donald Trump got something to do with it. We don't think Donald Trump's got nothing to do with it. Our Taylor Swift, yeah, he hates Taylor, but he said Diddy found himself together and pulled himself out of the hole. Like we said, we want to show that once again the charges right here. So give you more review. This is the charges, the one count, the racketeer conspiracy. Diddy um, did the count as bad boy as a criminal enterprise. That wasn't true. Two counts of sex trafficking. That was not true. Diddy got dropped. At two counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. That were true. Diddy was on the later count, but the top count was racketeering. Diddy could have faced nearly 20 to 30 years in prison, but you kind of see some people saying he'll probably have 47 months in prison, and he'll go from there. So Diddy got by, but Dean Diddy, uh, he's gonna have to repair his image and rebuild his image from the bottom to the ground up again because I mean, look what happened. A lot of these folks getting it down to the ground. So we said we kind of saw how all this play out. That's how it's going to be coming up with Diddy. So, yeah. However, that's going to be coming up. Don't forget, we'll have more updates and more information if we do. If Diddy finds a way to find bail or whatever, we'll have it coming your way. So, for me being Kendra Dix, saying so long. Thanks for watching this emergency podcast of Vow. I'll see you later next time here on Vow.